Hi, everybody. I'm Mary Angela, the director of the Center on the Hill, and it is time for another episode of Tell Me Something Good. Now, with special guests. I'm really pleased to have Suzanne Fitzpatrick with me today. Hi, Suzanne.
Hi. I'm so excited to be here.
Thank you. Where are you at today?
I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Great. So we got another person from Philadelphia on our show. We're so happy to have you. So just for those of you new tuning in, if you've never watched before, I use this game. It's called Storywise. It's by Atria Senior Living. It is 144 thoughtful ways to bond with a fellow human. And so they have these great pictures, which I'll show you, and then followed by an awesome question. So each round, I'll just do three. I'll start the first one, you'll start the second one, and I'll do the third one to start. So we'll both get to answer. Let's see. I love this one. We'll start with this one. Can you see our picture of the little girl and her pony?
What's she doing?
She's holding a little pony. She's like brushing a little toy pony.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Actually looks like a Pegasus, maybe.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I think it has wings.
Sweet.
And this one says, what you wanted to be when you were little. So I'll start. This one might seem incredibly obvious. I definitely wanted to be an actress when I was little. I used to sing and dance all around the house, all the time. As a matter of fact, I told people I was going to be an actress. I was definitely had my heart set on it. My father encouraged that for a little while. My mom was like, maybe you just be a child instead of being a child star. And I was like, come on. My parents, they didn't stay married. I think if they had, I probably would have been a child actress.
Wow.
But my father he directed me in The Sound of Music. Like when I was 5, I was Gretel. And it was a trying experience for my dad because I was a little bit spoiled. And so, yes, after that, my father was like, yes, I will never direct you again, but you're definitely talented. But as I got older, I started to realize how much selling yourself is involved in acting. And I was like, you know what? I like theater and I like creating that kind of performing art, but I don't necessarily think I need to perform it. Like I think I am better in another role. And so that's when I started to explore that. But for the longest time, I told everybody I was going to be a
love that.
dancer. What did you want to be when you were little?
That's great. I see now. I didn't know that about you, but I can totally picture you as a child, like twirling around the living room constantly.
Yeah.
You probably drove your parents crazy, right?
Most likely.
Most likely. Okay. What I wanted to be, I actually wanted to be a veterinarian. So
Wow.
I love dogs. We always had dogs growing up. My father favored golden retrievers. We had one dog, excuse me, that had 11 puppies on the kitchen floor. And It was actually, I must have been maybe 3rd or 4th grade, but it was such a great experience. I mean, it was just the coolest thing to see. And then to watch, our dog take care of her puppies afterwards. It was just the most wonderful thing. So we always had dogs. And then as an adult, I've always had dogs. I have one right now that's like a zillion years old. He's probably taking a nap, even though it's morning. He's napping on the couch. But I always wanted to be a vet. And one of my favorite things to do this is a little dorky, but one of my favorite things to do is to watch the vet shows on National Geographic. So I watched Dr. Pole, I watched Dr. Oakley, and then a whole variety of other vet shows and animal shows. I love all that stuff. So that's what I want.
That's awesome. I think you would have been a great veterinarian.
Thank you. You would have been a great actress.
Thanks. All right. So our next one, here's our picture. It's a little black and white. Looks like 3 people looking over a book.
Okay.
And this one says, the section of the bookstore that you like best. You get to start.
Oh, I do this one?
You can start.
Oh my gosh.
I know, there's so many sections of the bookstore, right?
Okay, you're not letting me pick 2, you're just letting me pick 1.
Oh, you can tell us too.
This is so difficult. All right, I love music. I absolutely love music. There's a a rare, I don't know if it's a rare bookstore, but an old bookstore, meaning it has old books in it. I don't know how old the bookstore itself is, in Bucks County. And whenever I'm out that way, I stop in there. And the first section I go to is actually the music section, because I love folklore and folk music, and and the child ballads were always very interesting to me. And the way that music travels, how did music from Britain get to the Appalachians and Appalachian Mountains, and how did mountain music become mainstream? So I always go and I look for, maybe I'll find a rare copy of the child ballads, or maybe I'll find some kind of old folk song or folklore book. And I've actually had great success from time to time. So I love music. I love guitar. I love banjo. I love classical. I love folk. I love rock. I love blues. I love all kinds of music, but that's the first section that I go to. And since you said I could do a second, I'm sorry, I'm breaking the rules. The second section I go to is photography books. Love photography. So that's the next place I go.
Nice. Yeah. For me, it's a toss-up. So I really love nonfiction. Like, I am a fan of things that are real. So I'm always attracted to biographies and memoirs. I particularly like comedians or actors that, are somewhat humorous, and I like reading their stories, their memoirs. Like, Busy Phillips has a book called This Will Only Hurt a Little, and I love that one. Amy Poehler has one called Yes Please. Mindy Kaling has a bunch of them, and I just really love reading those. And so I always draw to that section, because I'm like, what's new over here in the nonfiction? What's going on in biography? But since we're doing two, my second favorite section is anything involving, hobbies or cooking, something that I can do. I love those kind of books where they'll be like, here are 101 easy crafts using yarn. I'll be like, cool. And I'm like, my husband, there's a guitar center right next to a Barnes and Noble in Plymouth Meeting.
Yeah, I know it well.
Right. And so he'll literally pull up, drop me off at Barnes and Noble, and he'll go to Guitar Center, and we'll both be lost in there for an hour. Right. And then he'll come back and be like, all right, I'm done playing with all the instruments. And I'm like, I'm done reading through all the books that I wanted to check out. And I also bought two. So it's like,
oh, that's perfect.
I do love a good novel, but I've found as I've gotten older, I prefer novels on audiobook, so that I can listen to the story more than I like to hold a novel and read it. Okay. But I'll read a biography. I'll read a memoir. Okay. That's no problem.
That's so cool. And I actually can't warm up to audiobooks. I love the idea of holding that page in my hand and turning it and underlining and dog-earing and So yeah, it's just for the novels. I couldn't, gotcha. I really want to hold that biography. I want to hold the other books. I want to have tangible. Okay. And have you read Billy Crystal's books? They're hilarious. Right?
700 Sundays is a great book.
Yeah. Hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
It's nice because I feel it's a connection. I'm like, this person's not making this up. They're just sharing this was my experience. And then I'm like, oh, I had a similar experience. Awesome. I can relate to that.
Yep.
All right. Our third and final question. Here's our beautiful picture of this lovely sunrise or sun something.
You know what? I'm not quite sure what I'm seeing. It's a little bit.
Sorry.
Is it people with their back towards us? They're looking at the sun or something?
They are. That's exactly it. They're on the edge and they're looking at the sun over. It looks like a valley, and there's some clouds down in the valley.
Oh, so they're sort of on the precipice, kind of? Okay, gotcha. Okay.
And this question says, what question you want to know the absolute truth about?
Oh. Holy moly.
I know, right?
But I know the answer right away. Oh, you're first. I'm sorry.
I am. That's okay.
Sorry.
So for me, I really want to know if I don't use the word aliens, but I want to know that life exists, intelligent life exists elsewhere in the universe. I want to definitely know. I want somebody to prove to me and be like, yes, absolutely there is. I know theoretically everyone's like, oh, there has to be, can't possibly be. And I'm like, well, we don't know for sure, or do we? I would like to know the absolute truth about that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And mine was actually along the same lines, because immediately I thought I would like to know, and mine sort of deals with infinity, the realm of infinity, but I would like to know how the universe was created, how it began. But then that's a never-ending question, because what started, how did the earth start? But what started before the earth started to start the earth? So it's all about infinity. It goes on and on. But it's the same sort of thing. I go out every night and I look up at the stars, and I cannot help but wonder, and I bet you do the same thing. You ponder all the time. Sure. Is there intelligent life out there? Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't think, and especially, I think it ties in with faith too, because people are always like, oh, well, if it's God, well, God started this planet and this is us. And I'm like, yeah, but maybe maybe he had some other ones as well, and we don't know. And also maybe,
there's a lot of maybes out there. Yeah.
There's a lot.
Right.
Those are great. Well, thank you so much. Just to recap for everybody at home, our 3 questions today were what you wanted to be when you were little, the section of the bookstore you like best, and what question you want to know the absolute truth about. So join the conversation. Email me your thoughts on these topics to msaavedra@chestnuthillpress.org. That's msaavedra@chestnuthillpress.org. And join the conversation. Thank you, Suzanne, so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me. This was so much fun.
I'm so glad.
I loved it. It's really a cool game.
Thank you. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks so much for watching.
Bye, everybody.